All right, welcome back. This is part one of the interior inspection, and in this video series, you are going to learn how to pinpoint the signs of a abused vehicle. Um, a lot of times, vehicles may look like, they've been through a battle, and I want to take you through a few steps and show you a few things that can prevent you from buying a vehicle that could possibly turn out to be just pure junk based on how the interior of the vehicle is kept. All right. First, you want to inspect for overall cleanliness of the vehicle inside. A lot of families, they may have, kids, or they may have pets, or whatever the case may be. Remember this. This is very important, guys, and I don't want you to ever forget this. Etch this in your mind, what I'm about to tell you right now. Remember, how a vehicle is kept and treated on the interior is a sign that the remainder of that vehicle may be neglected. Remember that. However that vehicle is kept on the inside, the remainder of the vehicle may be neglected. So you don't want to buy a vehicle that's just trashed like on the inside. Like take a look at this example of this image up top, the right top. Let's just say you go into a used car dealer and they don't even take the time to clean the vehicle properly, and you see mess and food on the ceiling and this and that, and you're saying to yourself, like, really? Do I really want to buy this vehicle? I mean, the remainder of it is most likely not intact, because remember, they're driving on the inside of the vehicle with a mess like that, and it doesn't even bother them. And then you're gonna buy it from a dealer that doesn't even care about really making it look presentable. So listen, that vehicle more than likely is gonna be junk. All right, it's gonna be one of those vehicles that you find that the tires are no good. You're gonna find that the brakes are no good. The transmission is shifting, and every possible thing that you can think about in your mind that can go wrong with that vehicle is wrong with that vehicle, just from the presentation standpoint of it, of how it looks. I've been in this business for so long. Um, when a customer would come, right, and to get their vehicle repaired at the shop, and we would see some of the most disgusting things. Um, some customers, they'll bring their car there, and you can't even sit in it because it's so filthy. Management would even tell us, listen, guys, if you're gonna get into that car to repair it, make sure you put seat covers on it and make sure you wear your gloves. That's how filthy it is. And guess what? When we finish doing the oil change, because that's all they're pretty much doing is oil change. The oil is filthy, and when we check over the vehicle for just a basic inspection, the courtesy for the customer, and we would find so many things that's wrong with that vehicle, a laundry list of things that need to repair. And when you check the history, guess what? They haven't done anything. So just please remember this. That vehicle is filthy on the inside. Don't waste your time with it. I'm telling you right now, because I've seen it happen too many times. That vehicle is not being taken care of properly. It's neglected, and you're wasting your time. And guess what? If you have a family, are you gonna put them in a vehicle that's filthy like this? No. You're gonna waste all your time cleaning it after you buy it? No. You want to buy something outright that's just how you want it in the beginning. You know, these are the signs of a vehicle that's neglected and abused. Filthy interior. All right, so on the interior of the vehicle, inspect everything that is controlled electronically and mechanically from the inside. And those things may be the mirror, the radio. Let me talk about the radio for a second. You remember the CD that I told you was a part of your tools needed in uh, the video with the tools needed? You're gonna now use that CD to put it in the radio. If the vehicle has a radio or CD player, put it in there. Most cars today, they don't have tape decks, so I'm not even going to worry about that. So put the CD into the CD player. Turn the CD player on, the radio on, and make sure that it plays. If it plays, you're okay. If it doesn't play, these are one of the things that you can scratch off and mark on your list that needs to be repaired. Now, it's not a make or break deal, but it's something that you can get as a discount for buying that vehicle if this is the vehicle that you choose to take home with you that day. You want to make sure you check the trunk latch. You want to make sure you check the sunroof. You want to make sure that you check the seat function. I've seen so many people buy vehicles, they don't even check the seat function to make sure it goes back and forth. Then 2 days later, they bring the vehicle back to the used dealer and say, "Hey, my seat's not working." Now you have to go through some mess and some loop to get that seat fixed. So you want to make sure that you check all of these things and be sure that you're making the deal out right. All of these things that I've listed, you would be so surprised when you write them down on the list and take it back to the owner of the vehicle and get, a discount for it. Subtract it from the cost of the vehicle. I'm telling you, this is so powerful. This is amazing. Not a lot of people do this because they think that it's time consuming, and that's why they don't find a good deal all the time. Like I said, make a note of all the things that do not function properly. Also check the door handles, check the interior lights, check the headlights and the fog lights. Let me touch on the headlights and fog lights for a second. If a headlight does not work, do not buy that vehicle. I'm telling you, make sure that the headlight works. Why? Because this is one of the things that I've seen happen so many times, that the headlight doesn't work and they buy the vehicle. They tell them to come back the next day to put a bulb in it, and guess what? It's not the bulb. It's an electrical nightmare. So please don't do this. Make sure everything works before you drive off the lot with that vehicle, or drive it away from a private seller. Check it, I'm telling you. And not only that, there's headlights out there that are called HIDs. HIDs could be so expensive. I'm telling you now, a pair of headlights, HID bulbs for a headlight can run you about $250. That's cost and labor. I've seen this happen. Mercedes-Benz, and that's the example that I'm giving you, the cost I've seen, customers pay to repair that. So you want to make sure that you get that fixed, and so that doesn't come out of your pocket after you purchase the vehicle. Check the hood latch, check the airbag. Well, how do you check the airbag? You make sure there's no lights or anything on the dash. That's going to say airbag because you'll see it. And also, you want to take a really, really good look at the steering wheel. This is another thing that you need to look out for. Look at the steering wheel, because a lot of times some of these vehicles are wrecked, and the steering wheel is a direct indication that that vehicle was in a bad accident, because if the accident is bad enough, the airbag is going to deploy. So if you can look at the steering wheel and see where you see any lines on it where it looks like it was deployed, and make sure the horn works. Check the horn. If the horn works, there's a good chance that airbag was not deployed. All right, so what you want to do next is inspect the sunroof. If the vehicle has a sunroof, inspect it properly, because if you don't inspect it properly, it could turn out to be a nightmare for you. Okay, and here are a few reasons why it could be a nightmare for you. First of all, sunroofs leak. Over time, they leak from age, uh, and they leak from parts also breaking. And when they leak, they can get really ugly. And also, they leak from, the passages being blocked by leaves, because this is a open part of the vehicle that's, sometimes is not repaired properly or manufactured properly when they put it in the market. Nothing's perfect. The seals lift up and water get between the seams and they begin to rust. And that's when the problem begins. So what you want to do is you want to stick your head up inside the sunroof and look around. Make sure there's no seals broken. Make sure there are no excessive leaves and dirt up there that's blocking the passages. And make sure there's no rust on the sunroof, as you see here in the image. These things, they go bad. I'm really not a fan of sunroof. I will I would stay clear of sunroofs because I've owned a couple vehicles with them, and I didn't use it. I may have used it one or two times, so that's really not even using the sunroof. Uh, I'm just not a fan of it. If it's your thing, then that's good for you. But what I want to tell you is you just need to be very, very careful with sunroofs, because they can turn out to be a complete nightmare if not inspected properly. You want to also check the rubber around on the inside to make sure there's no water stains on the headliner. If there are water stains on the headliner, you may want to think twice about um, buying the vehicle, either buying the vehicle, or you can tell the person that, hey, this is leaking, and this is one of the things that we can put on a list to discount on that vehicle. Another thing, take the sunroof through every motion that's possible that the switch allows. Make sure you put that sunroof through its paces, through every function and motion that is available by the switch. And if one or two function doesn't work, you may want to think about that, or either put it on your list of things that you need to get a discount for that vehicle. That is it for the interior inspection, and I'll see you in the next video.